And we welcome you as we get ready for the holidays here at the Texas Girls Coach Association office in downtown Austin. I'm Chet Licata along with Executive Director Mr. Sam Tipton. And Sam, first and foremost, happy holidays to you and yours. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. People getting ready to kind of slow things down a little bit, but I know TGCA, you guys never really take a break or get, a lot of downtime, do you?
Well, Chuck, appreciate you being here today. It's a festive time of year, but when you talk about TGCA, we have a saying around the office, we don't finish anything, we just start over. And basically, that's what we're doing right now. We're getting ready for a big time 2019, finishing up what has been a tremendous 2018.
Yep, and let's talk about right now, the fall sports pretty much finishing up. Cross country and team tennis. I know there was some postings about, those two sports in particular, and what a great way to start the season in the fall, besides obviously volleyball and football, cross country and team tennis.
Oh, and yes, you always look forward to the cross country meet. Bring in so many individuals that play and run cross country. On a given weekend, we'll have about 60,000 student athletes running cross country at a meet somewhere in the state of Texas. 30,000 girls, 30,000 boys. And then you also look at the fact that all 6 conferences do compete on the cross country end of it. And what a tremendous course we have in Round Rock, Texas to run a cross country meet. Old Settlers Park is made for a state cross country championship, has the largest starting line I've ever seen for a cross country meet. And we think we have a whole lot of people that run cross country in the state meet. That the McNeil Invitational doubles basically what we do at the state cross country meet. But the competition, the ability to run under any conditions, it's just unbelievable what we see come across that finish line.
And team tennis, of course, having a great season as well.
Team tennis has built so much in the last 10 years that is unbelievable. And one thing that's really helped us team tennis wise is we're over at Texas A&M University now, and they love us over there. They open the city up. Their courts are top notch, and the competition is unbelievable because now then, we're looking at 4A, 5A, and 6A. At one time, we just had a 5A and a 6A conference at doing team tennis. But I always look forward every year to going over there, and you see all size of individual, all kinds of unlimited talent, and watch them put it on that court as a team in tennis, which is totally different than what we'll see in the spring with just regular tennis.
Now let's talk about the just finished volleyball season. There's a few publications still coming out with awards that's coming up for volleyball. TGCA, of course, has given out some awards already. They can catch it on the TGCA website, but the state tournament this year up in Garland was phenomenal. You could argue, you made the point yourself, this may have been one of the best ever state tournaments, from beginning to end. But overall, it was a great volleyball season, and I will once again, I'm going to get my little my little box here for a second and say people have to understand Texas, player for player, has the best volleyball talent in the nation. Sorry, that's how we are. We're the best at volleyball.
And I hope California and Florida listen to what you just said because I'm going to back that up 100%. Chuck, I'm so fortunate. I have been allowed to not only attend the state volleyball tournament, but sit on the front row for a little over 20 years now. 20 straight years I've made the state UIL volleyball championships. Our move to Garland has been fantastic for the game of volleyball. We have a real strong volleyball fan base in the Metroplex, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. This tournament this year, I honestly believe, up and down, starting with Conference 1A all the way to 6A, may have been the most competitive, not only semifinal, but finals that I have ever been able to witness since I've been going to the Volleyball State Championships. Our quality of play is unbelievable. Our coaching is out of sight. We have the best volleyball of anywhere. And if you don't believe me, you look at your colleges and see how many Texas girls are playing on the Division I level throughout the United States. And not only part of that team, they are big leaders and powerful players on those teams. So, yes, all I can say is volleyball is doing awfully well, and we will continue to do that. And our coaches, they just are into the game so much to the extent that they're borrowing and stealing from each other and putting it in their system, and you're seeing the end result.
And you talk real quick on volleyball in particular. You talk about 11 out of 18 teams at Volleyball State for the first time ever in the program's history. Justin Waters of Plano West literally took over after the first day, gets his team through the rough Dallas area to state. And, oh, by the way, Jamie Siegel takes over a Flower Mound team this year and takes them to the state championship in 6A. It's great that you bring up the coaches because there are some great stories just with the coaches that coached at state this year.
Amen. And let's not forget that one little ball club that won a state championship back in 1972, disbanded their program for 36 years, and turned around and they're back in the state tournament and win a state championship again. I've got to research that. Why would you win a state championship and disband your program for 30 years? That's just unbelievable. But no, you're telling things that are so true in the game. And our game is the best it's ever been. But the great part about it, it's not going to do anything except get better. Mm-hmm. So, sorry, California. Sorry, Florida. You can't catch us and you can't match us.
I totally agree. With those sports having been done, we're already underway on the fall or the winter sports. Girls basketball is going to be phenomenal. I mean, we've already seen some really good tournaments. We got some great tournaments coming up during the holiday. Soccer is about to kick off, literally, no pun intended. And even cheering is involved. They're actually going to have a state championship, if you will, coming up in January.
Yes, we'll be doing the UIL Cheerleading State Championship January 17th, 18th, and 19th in Fort Worth, Texas. We'll have 700 cheerleading squads that come in for a 3-day tournament, and we'll crown state champions in all conferences, Conference A through 6A. This is big, and it's growing every year. Mm-hmm. Our soccer, they started their practices in December. They'll start their scrimmages in January. So soccer is right around the corner. Basketball, a lot of your 8, 9, and 10 team districts have already started district play in basketball. And looking at our polls, Conference A through 6A, there's a lot of parity out there. And, we always say, come state tournament time, all we can do is shut up and deal. But right now, they're jockeying to see who's going to be dealing. And it looks like it's going to be a fantastic girls basketball on the girls' side. And we've had some of the best tournaments in the state has ever known. And you look at your tournament schedules, and we're beating each other up. So there's nobody running around undefeated at this point in time, and that's unusual at this time of year.
Yeah, it is, and goes to show the quality of the student athletes. And one thing, I'll kind of go off track a little bit. When I was doing some awards, and we've got some coming out next week, we talk about athletes, but student athletes is so important. And another thing that you've seen as coaches come in and they grow as coaches is they take the academic side of this very seriously.
Well, our older generation, back when no pass, no play come into effect, we screamed like we were stuck in the heart. That's the best thing that's ever happened to athletics in the state of Texas was no pass, no play. Chuck, when we go out and we watch that UIL competition, every student athlete participating, not only playing, but on the bench, the managers, the trainers, they are passing every course they take, or they're not there, or they're not there. So yes, academics has become so important. And we at Texas Girls Coaches Association have always said, you take sportsmanship out of athletics, we have no place in the educational system. And our coaches and our student athletes are doing a tremendous job portraying the sportsmanship that needs to be put out there in the storefront window, because we know for a fact 80% of the student body of your successful school districts in the state of Texas participate in some type of extracurricular activity. So we're proud of what we see. We're proud of the model we're showing. And thank goodness the University Interscholastic League makes sure that sportsmanship is on top of any competition that's put out there for us to view.
Well, as we get ready for the holidays, something to look forward to as far as TGCA in the near future, obviously, will be the summer clinic. And big news on that end, we have a 3-year home for the TGCA summer clinic. And of course, you know, myself and folks that I work with are looking forward to the All-Star games and everything that goes along with that. But, you know, summer clinic's going to be big.
It's going to be huge, and the University Interscholastic League has really emphasized how important coaches clinics are, because through our coaches certification program through the University Interscholastic League, the coaches will be offered that during the summer clinic. But the big announcement we have to make is we will be in Arlington, Texas, at the Arlington Convention Center for the next 3 years.
Wow.
And we're proud of that fact. Arlington has always been a great home for us. They wanted us back in 1988 when we held our first clinic there. And as a result, we've been there every even year since 1988. This will be the first time that we'll be there during an odd year. But our hotels are working with us. I was up there last week working with the convention center, working with our hotel partners. We really look forward to it. But the group that makes it work, Arlington ISD, they furnish all our workout facilities for our All-Star games. They furnish the venues for our All-Star games. And what is fantastic about it, they do it with a smile on their face because they love to do it. And I'm telling you, nobody does any better job. We've finished up. Austin ISD did the same thing for us down here in Austin. But I'm not too sure. We haven't found us a permanent home in Arlington, Texas, and really, really look forward to that. And your thing on the All-Star games, since we have used juniors that are incoming seniors to play in our All-Star games, it's made a big difference in the quality of the game and the quality of the athlete, and it's brought back community pride for a school to have an All-Star, and they're represented, and then we get to watch them all their senior year perform, and we see a lot of those same kids playing in the playoffs, playing in the state tournaments. It was unbelievable how many All-Stars we had in the volleyball state tournament.
Well, what I liked about it when you first announced it was I wasn't sure how that was going to go over, but what I've come to realize is this is a great event for media overall, because you get to see a lot of the names that you'll probably be hearing about, writing about during the upcoming basketball, volleyball, softball season. But you also get to see them in person, because as much as we travel, and of course we don't travel half as much as you do, but as much as we travel, we still don't get to see a lot of student athletes. So this is an opportunity for folks to see all the great student athletes from all across the state.
Oh, I certainly agree, Chuck. And we'll be opening a restoration up for next summer, the summer clinic, and the last part of February, and our hotels will be opening up in March. So I encourage all our coaches to get registered, get their hotels, because these hotels go fast. And we have 7 hotel partners that we work with in Arlington. But one thing that, you bring about the student athletes and the awards that Texas Girls Coaches Association gives, we look at all the sports that are under the UIL umbrella, and we take each one of those sports and we do awards for each one of them. The team sports and some of sports, they do a few more awards, but the other sports are growing in size. Mm-hmm. And once we get more coaches participating, more schools involved, we're able to add awards to those sports. But our corporate sponsor, Balfour, who does all our state championship rings, mm-hmm. does all our board of directors rings, does all our officers rings, president's ring. Balfour has stepped in. Not only are they going to furnish rings for our academic all-state, our all-state, our legacy all-stars, our all-stars, they are also now producing a patch that our recipients can order from Balfour for all those sports, and they will be furnishing free to TGCA the special all-star patch for the all-stars that'll be playing in all-star games.
Oh, excellent.
To go on their letter jackets. But,
very cool.
But if you go to our website on any awards that are being done, you're able to go into Balfour, you're able to purchase rings, you're able to purchase patches, and we just are so tickled to have someone of Balfour's caliber mm-hmm. that are going out there and doing what they can do at basically a discounted price to our student athletes.
That's phenomenal. And the one thing you definitely want to touch on before we wrap this up is the strength and conditioning recent change and how that affects coaches as well.
I saw something happen in October, Chuck, that I never thought I would see happen in my lifetime, and that was to allow our coaches to work with their athletes during the summer. And at Legislative Council in October, and I really give high praise to Dr. Charles Brydup, Susan Elza, for the production of taking what has been really good in our state, and that's the strength and conditioning program during the summer, mm-hmm. and progressing that into something that's even better. When we first started strength and conditioning, every person that was involved in strength and conditioning had to be under the same program. We progressed past that so that the girls don't have to be with the boys, and you can do it by sport if you want to. Mm-hmm. That's up to your local district. But it was a 6-week period that you could do strength and conditioning, no skill work, and it was from Monday through Thursday, and you could do it 8 hours a week. The UIL has come in, and they have increased the strength and conditioning from 6 weeks to 10 weeks.
Wow.
And that 10-week period is still Monday through Thursday, 8 hours a week. But they're giving every individual student athlete 2 hours a week that they can work with their coach on skills. Wow. So, you get to figuring that out. That's 20 hours that those people are going to have to be worked with, are going to have the opportunity to work with them. That also includes from 7th grade to 12th grade.
Wow.
So it's the first time that our coaches have been able to really touch the middle school athlete mm-hmm. on any type of skill work whatsoever. We are extremely excited about it. A lot of it has been left up to the local, where there may be some areas of concern would be the multi-sport athlete.
Mm-hmm.
But I think our coaches are professional enough that they'll go in and do what's best for that kid. They will take care of that situation. The other good thing about it is if you're a volleyball or football player, you will start the 1st of August, your volleyball or football. If you aren't a volleyball or football player, you can continue your strength and conditioning program until your first day of school. So
Wow.
some of those people are going to get those 2 extra weeks, or even sometimes 3 weeks of extra strength and conditioning and skill work.
Mm-hmm.
I just take my hat off to Dr. Braddock. He's the one that had to put the final stamp of approval on this. I think it's going to make us even better than we are in all sports. And I think our coaches need to thank the University Interscholastic League for having the foresight to give us this opportunity. And I'm not too sure we may even go further as we go along.
Well, maybe it's apropos that we finish on that, and it's kind of like a little Christmas present for the coaches. And we end by saying Merry Christmas to you and your incredible staff here at TGCA.
Well, TGCA says Merry Christmas to over 7,000 member coaches. We're proud of our coaches. There are no better in the whole world than the coaches here in the state of Texas, and especially if they coach on the girls' side. Thank you, Chuck. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Sam. And of course, we'll be doing more of these. Catch TGCA on Twitter and, of course, on YouTube channel.